CEO Ronald Hickler from Creating the Difference. We're going to talk a little bit about Anthony Simonsen and this match that he's bowling against EJ Tackett. Now, what's interesting about this is a couple things. One, we're not going to worry about the left lane at all. So that shot there we don't care about. But this shot here and every shot after that on the right lane we're going to care about. So watch the 10 pin specifically. So we're going to watch the 10 pin together. Watch how the ball goes through the pins. That's a flat 10 pin. So now here's the problem. So when you're seeing that, you've got to make some sort of adjustment, right? So the thought process is the ball's burning up a little bit too much energy. It's hitting a little bit flat. And he's throwing the ball good. But at the same token, he knows he's got to continue or figure out a way to strike if he's going to be able to beat EJ. Now, here's what's interesting. So he's like, the ball's burning up. Let me go to a ball that's more angular. So he goes to a ball that's more angular. But what's going to be interesting about this particular shot, it's a good shot. He gets it to the right. He knows he's going to get to some friction. Gets it a little bit further to the right. But watch the reaction. Like, it's the other way, right? So it's just way too long and not enough hook. So now you've got a scenario where in one case you've got the bowling ball burning up. In the other case you have the bowling ball not hooking enough. So now you're like, okay, what do you do? Well, you probably don't want to stick with the bowling ball that didn't perform, right? You can adjust the other one easier. So go back to the bowling ball that's not hooking enough and try to create some more entry angle. So you say, well, how do you do that? Well, the move would be to start to migrate a little bit left in more oil and get the bowling ball to finish. But once again, he does that. He makes the move in. He's a little bit further left in more oil, so the ball shouldn't burn up so fast. Problem is, as you can see, it's still flat 7, or still flat 10s, which is not good. So now it's like, okay, now what do you do? But this is the part that makes him and the other professionals so good. They figure out ways to adjust. So he's seeing the reaction. He's seeing what's going on. He knows he's got to make a change. So he's going to try another adjustment here. And we'll watch the 10 pin. Watch the 10 pin. Again, flatty 10. So now he's like, okay, now what? Now what do you do? So I actually called him after the match was over to say, dude, like, what did you do in the 10th frame? He tells me, he's like, okay, so he's seeing all what's happening. It's very obvious that he doesn't have the best ball reaction. So what he does is he actually stays in the oil, puts his hand in a better position, and just makes a really, really high quality shot. Now, if you watched, the ball still went over the 9 pin, but it definitely was going more toward that 8 pin spot to be able to give him the first one. The second one, he knows what he's got to do, and he's being able to execute it and be able to make it happen. Now, here's what's funny. The last shot, he goes back to the bowling ball that over-pushed, and now watch. Now that bowling ball is money, and it was splitting the 8-9, going over the 8 pin. So now you have some more information about two things. One, how professionals kind of look at these kind of situations, right? Because these situations they have to deal with on a consistent basis. And we as amateurs, we get to watch them make it look easy, but we don't understand all of the things that are going on through their minds for them to be able to perform at their best. But you got a little bit more information about that. Also, it's just really cool to be able to see what happens when you have somebody who is at the top of their game, being able to figure out how to make these micro adjustments, how to make these major adjustments under immense pressure. He had to double in the 10th frame. He doesn't double, he loses. And he was able to figure it out, being able to execute 2 really good shots, get the reaction that he needed, and then be able to ultimately go ahead and move on to the next match. So you got a little bit more information about that. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, man, please consider joining our staff. It's free to join. You go to our website, ctdbowling.com, click the 3 little lines, join our regional staff. It's free. We talk about videos like this and all the time in that group and have lots of discussions because I believe, and you should too, that ultimately if you want to get better, you need more education. And that's why we always say education is creating the difference. On behalf of Creating the Difference, I am CEO Ronald Hickler. Talk to you soon.